Hey everybody. The purpose of this video is to address symbolism contained within the trapezium of the Orion Nebula. And we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about the winged disk, and we're going to talk about the cosmic egg. Now what I did was I found the largest resolution image of the Orion Nebula that I could find immediately. It was like 9,000 by 9,000 bytes. This is the one that was 18,000 by 18,000. But since the graphic was so large, I went ahead and snipped out the trapezium. So this graphic is still like a 5382 by 4393. So this is a very large graphic. And right now you're only viewing it at 25%. The purpose of doing that is because I wanted to show you the symbolism that's contained inside here. And when you start putting the pieces together and taking a look at the symbolism and what the symbolism means to the ancients, and find out that what you're looking at contains the same symbolism as 3 or 4 different things, you know you're right on track here. So what I did was I went to the Secret Doctrine by Madame Blavatsky, and I looked up the winged globe. So let me read this to you real quick. So, egg, when he crosses the land of mystery, he is the egg of Seb. The egg was the symbol of life in immortality and eternity, as also the glyph of the generative matrix and the Tau associated with it, only of life and birth and generation. The mundane egg, which is also the cosmic egg, was placed in the Noum, the water of space, or the feminine abstract principle of Noum becoming with the fall of mankind into degeneration and phallicism, which basically means the fall of spiritual man into the material world. The movement of the spiritual or the unseen into the physical universe. So, and then when Ta, the fiery god, carries the mundane egg in his hand, then the symbolism becomes quite terrestrial and concrete in its significance. In conjunction with the hawk symbol of Osiris' son, the symbol is dual, relates to both lives, the mortal and the immortal. In Kircher's, that's Athanasius Kircher, Oedipus Aegyptiacus, one can see on the papyrus engraved in it an egg floating above a mummy. This is the symbol of hope, promise of a second birth for the Osirified dead. His soul, after due purification in the Amenti, will gestate in the egg of immortality to be reborn from it into a new life on earth. For this egg in the esoteric doctrine is the Devachan, the abode of bliss. The winged scarabus being a like symbol of it. The winged globe is but another form of the egg. It has the same significance as the scarabus, the koperu, from the root kopru, to become, to be reborn, which relates to the rebirth of man, as well as his spiritual regeneration. And right here we see that in the theogony of the Mogus we find that aether first and then the air, from which Ulam, the intelligible, Noetus, that's probably something like Nous, deity, the visible universe of matter, is born out of the mundane egg. Now what we know about the Orion Nebula trapezium is that is the area where the unseen universe moved into the physical universe. And what it's describing here is a mundane egg or a cosmic egg. And it says that the winged globe, which is also the winged disk, is another form of the egg. Well, that's interesting because those are two completely different symbols. But there's a reason why that is. We'll see why that is. Let's take a look here at the definition for cosmic egg on Wikipedia. And we see that the world egg, the cosmic egg, or the mundane egg, is a mythological motif found on creation myths of many cultures and civilizations. Typically the world egg is a beginning of some sort, and the universe, or some primordial being, comes into existence by hatching from an egg, sometimes laying on the primordial waters. This is exactly what is being described. You have the pillar coming out, and you have the first emanation. And the first emanation is contained with that, and that is this pillar. But what we actually see the pillar is the pillar is actually the cosmic egg. So what I've done here is I have got this image right here of the Orion Nebula trapezium. And what I find very interesting is that although NASA found a black hole apparently by how fast the trapezium stars were moving around, and that this vortex or whatever was actually right under them, which of course it is, they didn't actually notice it, which I think is very strange. Probably on purpose, because people would figure out what it means. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in just a little bit here. And you can already see the pillar. The pillar here, moving down, and these spiral rings going around it right here. Okay. But what we're going to do, just to make it a little bit easier to see that vortex that I found a year before NASA did, is we're going to knock down the brightness just a little bit on this. And now it can really easily be seen. If we zoom in to about 100%, well, you can clearly see that right under the trapezium stars here, you have this pillar right here. And you can see that wrapping around that pillar, you have these spiral rings right here. And the shape of this thing is an egg. Now what I've got right here is I've got a picture of the mundane egg, and I've actually brought it in to take a look at it right here. Let's knock this back out to about 75% so you can see the whole thing a little bit easier. So there's our pillar, and there's these rings going around it. And here is the egg. And as you can see, it has the same shape as an egg. These spirals that are actually going around the pillar right here. This is your cosmic egg. This is the pillar. And here is your actual symbolism of the cosmic egg right here. So this is right in the very center of the trapezium, your vortex, and this symbolizes the egg coming right out of the primordial waters, where matter comes into the seen universe. One more time, we'll take a look at it. We'll knock it up just a little bit here. There it is. Okay, so now let's take a look at the winged disk. The winged disk is actually in the very same location. Now you've seen this before. This is the geometry of the winged globe that we see above the Tree of Life. So sitting atop the Tree of Life, we see the same area that represents the pineal gland, but we also see the same thing that represents rebirth. Here's your geometry in full view. And here's our geometry in the infrared version of the Orion Nebula. And our winged disk, our winged globe, sits in the exact same place as our cosmic egg. And as it was defined in the secret doctrine, both the egg and the winged disk mean the same thing, and they're in the same location. Just this version right here is infrared. And as we've seen so far, it was also on the Sumerian seal. So contained within this area, we have the same definitions marking the same places, from the apex of the pyramid of creation, because the trapezium has the same slopes as the pyramid. we have the winged disc, and we have the cosmic egg, all located in the same place, all representing the exact same place. And then also the trapezium also representing the lotus, which is the first thing that came out of the infinite as well, the first emanation. So all of these things mean the same, and they're all in the same location, all the same symbolism, and down to the geometry that we see as well, from the shape of the egg, of the pillar, to the winged disc that you see right here with sacred geometry. Thought you'd be interested in seeing that. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.